Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's Kevin and Mikkel. We are back with the new video. I hope your weekend is starting off right, because I know mine is. I just want to say, thank you to everybody who watched the previous video, and thank you to everyone who came out to Mama Scorpion Live last night. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to do this since we're going to be away. We're probably going to be able to record on Monday. And I might, try to throw a video here and there while I'm down in Atlanta next week. But I want to try to get my mom on there somewhere, so I'm going to fit her in there somewhere. But thanks to everybody that's watching the videos. Our shirts, the Scorpion Show, at the Scorpion Show store, are on sale for 15% off from now until September the 1st, which is on Tuesday at midnight. So please make sure you get yourself a Scorpion Show shirt. Use code FAVSHIRT, Fave Shirt. That means also the shirts for the blackout. You can get your shirt to wear to the blackout next Saturday. You can either get the one at the Scorpion Show store, or you can get the one at Sweet Addictions TV store, the one where we are in the Run This Town. I really like that one the most, but hey, support the Scorpion Show and support Sweet Addictions TV. Use the code again, Fave Shirt. Make sure you get your Scorpion Show shirts. Any other announcements? The blackout is next Saturday. We had a hotel promotion going on. We don't have the hotel promotion no more. You had 3 months to do it. If you didn't book your hotel, you're going to have to scramble to hotels.com. And you were telling me to try Orbitz or Expedia, so that way you can get your hotel room. For your flight, I know that Southwest does have another sale going on, so try to jump on that and see what kind of deal you can get within 10 days of booking your trip to the blackout. The blackout is from 3 until 8. So that means we're going to start at 3 o'clock. We're not starting at 3:05, 3:04, 3:15. And you know how black people are when it comes to stuff. But we're starting at 3. Then we're having our conference at 5. Not conference. The questions at 5. And then we're going right into the performances. And then we're going right back into the party. So please, come. Also, do not come to the blackout empty-handed. Please bring school supplies. That means you can bring book bags filled with stuff. You can bring rulers, pencils, pens, protractors, calculators, books, dictionaries, even though kids don't use them no more. Bring whatever you can that will help the local Atlanta children this year for the school year. I'm just so excited. I'm so happy. Yeah, I don't think there are any more announcements. If you're in town and you're looking for a church, Mikkel's Church is at 54th and Vine. Service starts at 11. So make sure you're there. And don't come late, because you're going to have to wait if you're late. You know how that go. Did I come back? Also, I was at Mikkel's job today, right? Let me tell you something. They had these good-ass meatballs. When I tell you those meatballs was good, I fucked the meatballs up. I put some hot sauce on it, tore it up, and it had some Spanish rice. That food that they serve at Mikkel's job is good. That's a good lunch. I don't know why they was acting all like, it's all right. I ain't spending that amount of money. I think it was reasonably priced and stuff.
Yeah, but when you work there, you know you can find cheaper.
Across the street ain't cheap.
When you go across the street. Let's get into this video.
So yeah, so we want to start this video off with the sad note. I know we got places to be. Got to start off on the sad note. Yesterday morning, man, I woke up to the news of the reporter. Her name was Allison Parker, and her photographer, what was his name? Adam Ward. They were murdered on live TV yesterday in Roanoke, Virginia, in a local TV town. You know how you have your small TV stations, and it was just weird to me, and I was upset, because I'm like, wait a minute, why are they going to try to show this on television? Because I watch Good Day Philadelphia. They were like, if we have the video, we can show it, because you don't see the actual shooting on camera. So I go next door, I make my coffee and everything, and I come in the house. My mom is watching, what's his name? Heavyset guy that does the news. Or his name, Roland Martin. So he's talking about it. He's like, we're going to show this video. So we show the video. He shows the video. And she's just doing a live report and everything. It pans out to the ocean, and then it pans back to Allison interviewing the lady, I believe her name was Virginia Gardner. And all of a sudden you hear these gunshots, and she's screaming, and then the camera falls, and then it cuts back to the lady in the newsroom, and she's like, I don't know what went on, but we'll let you guys know what happened. And it come to find out that they were murdered on TV, and I ran to Twitter, and I just was like, this is not a random killing. This is somebody that stalked her and killed her on TV, because it just, when you shoot that many times, you're shooting to kill, and you're shooting for a reason. And some people is like, well, you just don't know, Kevin. You don't know. I said, no. I don't watch too many crime shows. I know that this was not random. So I'm watching CNN, and we're finding out that, you know, it could have been a disgruntled employee, somebody that had got fired 2 weeks ago. That's what CNN was saying. Like, it could have been 2 weeks ago, and he came back to do this killing. And then we found out that it was he was an actual former worker named Vester Lee Williams, but somebody had put the wrong name out, and people were going to Twitter and finding this person and tweeting the wrong guy. And then his on-air name was Brian Williams. His real name is Vester Lee Williams, but his on-air name was Brian Williams. Bryce Williams. And trying to break it all down for you guys so you can understand what I'm saying. Because you know sometimes in TV they don't go by the actual name. So then I'm looking on Twitter, and somebody tweets me saying that he is tweeting on Twitter and saying why he did what he did. So I'm going to his Twitter, and I'm reading all the stuff that he had posted, and then I refreshed the screen, and then I seen he posted the video of him, oh my God, it's so horrible, with the gun in his hand, and you can see the cameraman in front of him, and you can see Allison interviewing the lady. And I was like, I'm just not clicking that video. I was just over. I'm like, he's a sick bastard. He's just sick in the head to even want to record this and post it on the internet for everyone to see. So I'm thinking the only thing he's going to do next is kill himself. And, you know, like maybe like 10 minutes after I tweeted that, people saying that he shot himself. And because the authorities was looking for him. CNN, I mean, because I was only watching CNN. They had everybody on the phone. They was like, they're chasing him on the highway. They're going to find him. And, you know, they had, CNN had everything on point to me. For when it came to the information, they were careful about what they shared and everything. And then we found out that Vester Lee Williams, he had threatened the news station 2 years ago after he had got fired. He had threatened them that he was going to come back. He didn't say he was going to come back, but he threatened the people that was in the room. And Adam Ward happened to be one of the people that were in the room, and he was recording what was going on with him getting fired. It escalated to the point where the police had to be called. And he gave the news director at the time the cross and was like, yeah, you're going to need this in the future. And he had made tweets that Allison Parker had made racial comments, but she wasn't even working at that station at the time when this happened. She only been working at the station for a little over a year when this incident with Vester getting fired was 2 years ago. And then we found out that he sent a manifesto, a 23-page manifesto to ABC News after he did the killing. He sent it to him around 8:30 in the morning. And he was explaining why he did what he did and how he was inspired by the Columbine shootings and how he was inspired by the Virginia Tech shooting that was in 2007, and he was admiring how the killer killed 32 people. And then he went back to talk about things in his childhood and I guess things that he never got over, and dealing with depression from being gay and being treated differently, and thinking that everybody was against him because he's black. And he had a co-worker on CNN talking about how he's like, us black people, we got to stick together in this newsroom, when the guy was saying that there was no racism involved at all at the news station. So he didn't understand where he was coming from. And, you know, he just had a lot of mental issues that was going on in their head. And it just brings me back to what Mikkel was talking about a couple weeks ago, and you know, he just saying that this is something that we must talk about, and this is not something that we continue to keep sweeping under the rug. We need to start talking about it. We need to start going to the doctors, and we need to take whatever medication we have to take to be sane, and stop looking at it from such a negative, you know, a negative point of view. Anything you want to add on to, you know, what I'm saying? Because it was just, to me, I knew something. The way this went down and all the information that was coming out, he just wasn't right in the head to do something like that. And before, I used to think like, oh, but he ain't that crazy if he can plot things like that. But when your mind is elsewhere and you're out of your mind can be telling you to do so much, and it could be well thought out. And this was a well thought out plan, attack. It was an execution to me. It was an execution the way he did that. And your mind can be right. Your mind can be telling you the wrong things, and it's all right to the whole logistics of everything. And it's very unfortunate that they had to lose their lives yesterday over this man thinking that, oh, you know, they're racist and they were out to get me, and I made these reports, and he sued a previous news station a couple years ago, and he won the lawsuit because he was let go, and he thought it was because he was black. And when you think about it, a lot of the times you don't really see that much diversity at news stations back then as you do now. Now you see a whole bunch of all races, Asians, Latinos, blacks, whites. But back then it was like, it was a bunch of white people on TV. So I'm not to say that it was racial discrimination, but it could have been. And they settled out of court instead of going to trial about him claiming discrimination. Not to say that it could, you know, but if you settle him out of court real fast, you know, something ain't right. So yeah, it was just so sad to see that, and it was on the news all day yesterday. And something that I thought about is that now this is going to inspire more people to do these type of things to people on camera, to be seen, to do it on a live shot. Because normally when you see people, you know, when you see reporters on TV, yeah, you get the hecklers in the background. Sometimes they might say something, you know, they might do a dance, and then you got this thing where they say, you know, F her right in her thing, you know. But this is going to inspire people to do things, to be seen, to get their names out there, because they're not right in their mind, but they want to do something to be remembered before they kill themselves. They want their names in people's mouths. This is just how some people are. And for the New York Post to post the image of the man holding the gun at the reporter, that's just bad business. That's bad journalism. I don't know who approved. Did you see that?
No.
They had the image that he put on his the video where you see the gun. That's exactly how he did that, and to me that was just wrong, and it's bad journalism to me. You don't do stuff like that. You don't put images like that on a newspaper to sell it. You could have had a nice image of both of them and just saying like tragedy on TV, on live TV or something, but not nothing that's just horrible. I wouldn't have picked up that paper if I was them. So. Anything you want to say or you want to add on?
Yeah, I did when you first asked me.
Oh, I didn't know because you
well,
still
yeah, but you kept talking.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Going back to the whole mental health thing, I remember a few videos ago we were I can't remember which killing took place. I mean, it may have been Sandra Bland when we were talking about her death.
Mental.
And I was talking about mental health, and I was saying that no, it wasn't Sandra Bland. It was somebody who killed someone, and I was saying that anyone who kills someone has to be mentally crazy. The way something happened before Sandra Bland, where somebody killed.
It was one time when we did discuss that, and then you was saying like you don't know what was going on in her head that could have triggered her.
Yeah, but it wasn't Sandra Bland. It had something to do with somebody killing somebody, and we were debating about whether the person had mental issues. And I remember you were saying no, they didn't have mental issues, and I was saying anybody who can go out there and kill somebody this way is something mentally wrong with them. I don't care how nobody You know, and this guy yesterday proved my point. People can be walking down the street and seem like they are A-okay, you know, but in order for somebody to just take a gun and just to start randomly shooting people or just shooting people for no reason, that's a mental thing right there. Donald Trump said something that kind of got to me, because half of what he said I agree with, but then the other half I don't. You know, we're having this big debate about gun control in this country. And Donald Trump talked about what happened yesterday, saying that he felt as though this incident was due in part of mental health and not because of our gun control problem. Basically saying, what all the other Republicans are saying in this country, that they don't feel as though there's a gun issue in this country. Well, I have to disagree with you, Mr. Trump, because yes, while I do agree that it is a mental issue with this guy, I also think that it's a gun issue as well, because like one of my followers said on Instagram, and I applaud her, she said, you put an easily accessible gun in a mentally troubled person's hand and you're bound to have murder/suicide. And I agree. For someone like this gentleman who did this murder on live TV yesterday, he was able to get to legally purchase a gun last month. In June, he was legally able to purchase a gun, and I think it's just way too easy for people to go out there and buy guns. I just think it's way too easy.
Turn this music down. Well, can you turn that down some? All right.
I think that it's way too easy for people in this country to buy guns. This is one of the reasons why we keep having these sort of killings, and it's getting worse. It's definitely getting worse, because when you thought a few years ago that no, nobody's not going to walk into a movie theater and shoot up a movie theater, and then you have it happen. When you think that, oh no, nobody's not going to kill nobody in a church, you know, doing Bible study, and then it happens. Oh, ain't nobody going to walk up to nobody and kill somebody on live TV, and then it happens. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. They done already did it in these schools, so that's old news now. It's like, what next? A supermarket? You know what I mean? A hospital? Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. And we really, really have to start thinking about this particular issue in this country with gun control. Way too many people have access to gun and can get guns easily in this country. And I don't care what any Republican candidate says. That is wrong. That is dead wrong. This is why we keep having these crazy people kill innocent people the way they're doing it. And then what do we want to do? We want to say, oh no, it's just mental illness. Well, yes, I agree, it is just mental illness, but it's also gun control. We have no gun control because everybody can get one. Why on earth did this man need a gun? For what? For what? You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand what's the qualifications in order for somebody to go buy a gun. Like, is it really that easy?
And then you got to have a clean background check or something.
You know what I mean? And then you... Clean background check. Well, yeah, I can have a clean background check, but my dirty background's going to come after I go out and kill people. You know what I mean? Like, and by then it's too late, because I done already killed myself. Things in this country have got to change. They've got to change. And like I said before, and I'll say it again, we have to stop ignoring mental illnesses or issues in our community, the black community. We have to stop doing that. This man, to me, I don't care what nobody say. After I heard all of the stuff that he was going through over the past 15 years, this man, to me, after listening last night, displayed all sorts of troubled behavior. Every job he went to, he accused them of something. Every job he went to, it was either racism or they're not this, or they keep complaining about me, or I don't want. And every time he had to leave, he sued them. It's like, what is going on with this character? Like, what is going on with him? Like, it's crazy that people don't pay attention to signs like that. And it was interesting because Don Lemon interviewed this man, one of his former coworkers, and she had nothing but nice things to say about him. She was like, I could not believe that this was him, because when he worked at our station, this was not that type of guy. She said, I even called one of our former co-workers who works now in Florida, and he said the same thing. It's crazy because you got some of them that they can turn it on and they can turn it off. And if they like you well enough, they'll turn it right on off. Mental illness is in our community, and it's right smack dab in front of us, and a lot of us like to turn a blind eye to it. We like to turn a blind eye to it, like, no, that's not, you know. In all different cases, not even just this case, in other different cases. I remember the Sandra Bland case when she herself had came out and said that she was, you know, and then people kind of ignored what it was that she had said in previous months before and just went in a totally different direction. And I'm like, wait a minute. This woman said out of her own mouth that she had attempted suicide once before. This woman had admitted out of her own mouth that she was suffering from disorders, mental disorders. And it's like, we can't ignore that. We cannot ignore that. You can't just simply say, oh, well, yeah, she said it, but yeah, that was, you know, that was last year. She got, oh. No, you can't ignore stuff like that. And as soon as somebody can turn their off, they can turn it right on. Just like that. We've all been around people that you be like, yeah, what's the matter with him? Or what's the matter with her? Why all of a sudden now she acting like she don't want to be bothered with nobody? We have to pay attention to the signs. And my condolences go out to both Allison Parker and Adam Ward's family, and the woman who was shot, you know, she survived, and her, because it's like, you know, once she is released from the hospital, you know, to think that I was post-traumatic stress, right? To think that, you know, I was just standing here being interviewed by this woman, and now she's dead and her photographer's dead. Like, it's crazy. It's really crazy, and hopefully we can. I think now news reporters are going to start taking like an armed security guard with them when they go places.
I mean, they might, if it happens enough, I think, but because normally you don't see, they report on the scene, but everything at some time they'll report on the scene of a shooting and they don't get shot or anything like that. But
but this is, remember, we live in a different time now.
Yeah.
We live in a time where people walk into a movie theater and start shooting.
Yeah,
we live in a time where people go to Bible study and start shooting. So them bringing an armed security guard is not too far-fetched out there. Maybe it's a good idea. So then we won't have another Allison Parker and Sam Ward story that we're talking about.
I think maybe they'll be careful when they do their investigations, because here we have Jeff Cole and Harry Hairston, and when they do their reports, like, they are in your face, camera is in your face, they don't care, like, I guess because you're not allowed to touch them or they can sue you or anything, but it's like, it's scary. Since I'm like, how the hell do they do it?
Well, maybe
and they confront them with facts. I mean, they be like, well, wait a minute, we caught you sleeping on the job. Just yesterday, they had a story with the water department where people parking in the same spot and they not being there at the same time. Oh, they Fox 29 will go after anybody. They will go after anybody, into NBC time with their investigation. So now, that's a little bit, what would they do now? Or what would you do now when you found out that, somebody, the teacher raped somebody and you go to their house and knock on their door for a statement? Will you still do that? Because you don't know where they are in their head, where they might just shoot you for knocking at their door. Now you really have to be careful as a reporter, and I just pray that nothing happens to another reporter, and especially none of the people that I watch on TV, because I love my reporters and I love my news station. I only watch Fox 29 like that, but I wouldn't want anything to happen to anybody, because you're doing your job and you getting killed for doing your job. Like, come on, it was just crazy that happened yesterday, and I just pray that that doesn't ever happen again. And then today we had a shooting at a college, or it was an alleged shooting or it was a shooting, but I know it was a lockdown. I think it was Mississippi State today. So people that keep saying that, no, we don't need tougher gun laws, we do. I don't mind anybody carrying a gun to defend themselves. I'm not, I'm okay with that. But when you are putting, people who have mental issues, when they can just go out and buy a gun, it's an issue. Vesta put in his manifesto that he was inspired to do these killings because of what he saw at Charleston. From black people getting killed, he figured he'd go out and kill white people. And I guess he killed them. I don't know how he got the information on where they are, but sometimes, news stations do reports several times from where they are, like maybe like every 30 minutes or every hour. they'll say, we're here at such and such. And I know my news station that I watch, Fox, Good Day, they were like, hey, we're going to be down the shore. Come on and come see us. Come meet us right here. And then you get some sicko come out and then start shooting. Come on, like, I just wouldn't want that to happen. And I hope nobody gets an idea to do that. So that's why I'm like, be careful of the things that y'all share on Facebook and what you share on Twitter. Because I've seen so many people sharing the Vester's video. Come on, man, we have to do better things when we're online. Some stuff is funny, but when you sharing stuff like that and somebody losing their life, I'm starting to look at you funny. Because I don't get life looking at shit like that.
Me neither.
I don't. You put it on, that's an instant unfollow, an instant unfriend, an instant unfollow or block. So I'm done talking about this. Praying for the families, and I feel bad for their for the boyfriend and the girlfriend. The boyfriend wasn't at the news station, but the girlfriend was in the control room while this happened. And this was her yesterday was her last day at that job because they were going to move to New York. And now she got to basically start her life all over because she was engaged to them, and I hope that they can get help. And I know that the boyfriend, he's on TV doing news interviews. Allison's father, he's just trying his best to be strong, and it's just so sad that he's like, I will never be able to talk to my daughter for her to ask me my opinion of what did he think about my news story, or just to say how was your day. That was taken away from him and his family, right? It's sad, y'all. So I want to move on to some other stuff that's been going on. I believe, I'm not sure which actual date, is it today or was it yesterday? It's the 10th anniversary of Hurricane Katrina.
If I'm not mistaken, I thought it was the 29th, which is tomorrow.
Well, today's the 27th.
Well, then the 29th will be Saturday.
Saturday. Yeah, but I know that the president is in town. I was watching him on CNN today, and he was just talking about how, North Carolina, how New Orleans is, coming back to where it was. It's not the same, but they're rebuilding, and they're, how resilient.
I'm sorry, the 23rd.
Oh, so it was Sunday. Yeah. But you know what was so crazy? At that time, 10 years ago, I was just so oblivious to everything that was going on down there. Because when we watch the news, or you hear about a hurricane, you're like, yeah, okay, we'll get the remnants from the hurricane. Yeah, that's why it's raining so bad, or it's upgraded to this, or it's downgraded, and it's a tropical storm. Okay, but I did not know the severity of Hurricane Katrina. And I remember somebody writing me one time, and I was just like, I don't care, like, it's just a hurricane, they're all right. And then I was getting ready to go to Atlanta. This was 10 years ago. I was getting ready to go to Atlanta, and I went to the laundromat to wash my clothes at night. This when I wasn't living here. And
any more you want to tell us? Share with us?
Yeah, bitch. I like to paint a story. I don't know why. I just like to paint for y'all. So I'm in the laundromat, and the TV's on, and it's on, what's that? The late news. ABC Dateline.
1, 2, 3.
And they're doing reports from New Orleans. And I'm like, wait a minute, this water is just, this city is flooded, and they're inside of the Superdome, and they can't go to the bathroom. The flooding is bad. Like, I didn't know, and I feel so, like, my heart was hurting because I felt so wrong for feeling like that, like I didn't care. So, like, oh my God. And people on the streets, like, it's so sad. People dying on the highways, people passing out, people starving, people wanting to drink water and they can't. And then you had, then I seen they were talking about Condoleezza Rice and her shopping and not in New Orleans, and it took them so long to send food to the people in New Orleans, and it's like, why did it take so long to do that? And if y'all knew that it was going to be this bad, why didn't anybody take precaution? And then I was kind of mad because some of the residents didn't want to leave. Like, you don't stay when it's that bad and they're telling you to leave. You just don't. You want that fly out of here.
I do, and it's hot.
Did I turn it? I turned the fucking air off. I'm sorry.
And I don't like flies.
I'm sorry. And I'm surprised I'm not sweating though.
No, you're not. No.
So yeah, it was just a terrible thing to see on TV, and it made me mad for a while because we send food, we send money to people. Soon as it happened, we right over there to make sure they okay, to send a carrot package, to send something. But when it was our people in North Carolina, I keep thinking what's up with North Carolina, New Orleans. It was just a shame, and then when I was in Atlanta, I met some people that left because they were sent to Atlanta, and I was like, oh my God, it is really that bad. People were sent to Texas. People were sent. They were just sent everywhere.
Up here too.
Yeah, I remember they took that school that got knocked down.
Mm-hmm.
They were using that school as a shelter. People just had to start over. They just had to start over, and I just hope, I just wouldn't want them to go through that again. And I've been there 3 times afterwards. Every time I go, I learn something new, or I return to an area that was just underground and see how it was rebuilt, and I'm just amazed. I'm so amazed how that city is like, it got itself back up on its feet. Some areas are still, never came back to, but the areas that have been redone is so beautiful. And I love that city anyway. So just shout out to everybody that's in New Orleans. Stay strong. I know it's 10 years went by like that. That was a fast 10 years. Mm-hmm. So y'all just keep your heads up. And shout out to everybody that's recognizing them. And I hope that if you get a chance, you have to go to New Orleans and experience Mardi Gras. It's nothing like it. I'm planning on going back next year. I'm in the beginning process of planning. I just love it. It's so different. It's like, it's nothing like here. I can't explain it to you guys, but if you can go to it's more than just the French Quarter, I'll tell you that. Mm-hmm. You have to experience New Orleans and eat their food. Oh my God. I could go on and on and on.
We know.
Then shut up. So Joy Behar is returning to the View. Joy Behar said, yeah, she thought she did a lot in 16 years. But, she didn't miss talking about the Kardashians and stuff like that. But she's like, she wants in on Donald Trump and all the things that's going on.
This is perfect for her. And I think I said that too. Like, it's going to be hard not seeing her on The View during, the election season. But what's interesting is because not only is she returning, but they're getting Candace, what's her last name?
Candace Buren.
From Full House, who played DJ on Full House. She's a staunch Republican, and I've watched her a few times on The View when she guest co-host this year. And she's really good. Mm-hmm. She's really good. So it's going to be interesting to see her and Joy.
This is what I was waiting for last year.
Go at it.
Yes.
Because we all know Joy is not, once it gets, baby, I think the ratings are going to come back up for The View. Isn't there one other person that they got?
Paula Ferris. From I believe she's from ABC News.
Now, is Raven staying? I guess Raven's
still going to be there. There's going to be 5 women.
Okay, so
or 6, maybe.
That's
6
right. Because
women.
Nicole's not coming back. Mm-hmm. Rosie's not coming back.
Nope.
That comedian Michelle, she's not going to be there, is she?
Mm-hmm. So it's going to be 6 women.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't care for her.
Yeah, I don't care for her. I don't know why she's there.
And she's not that funny.
And she's not that fun. Not that funny. She's not funny at.
It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. I'm just waiting because when Candace and Raven went at it, they was going back and forth, and then they had to calm down. Remember,
right?
They on TV.
Because I think Candace told Raven, "Don't miss me" or "Don't shush me" or something like that.
Anytime a white woman can say that to a black woman on TV, that is good TV.
Yes,
and I am not missing it. I am not missing it. And it's good to have people in there that knows the people. Nicole's problem was she didn't know the people, and she was too fucking nice. Even when the Republicans was out of line, she always found an excuse somewhere to defend them, but she was just too nice instead of being spearheaded. We want somebody that's going to be a spearhead to make somebody else mad. And that's good TV. That's what we want. And, you know, the talk is doing their thing, but nobody is talking about the talk at all.
No, no, at all.
So, Michael Vick is returning. Well, he's playing for Pittsburgh Steelers this year, and you know, every time he goes to a new team, you get all of these people that get upset. Oh, because he did this to dogs, he did that to dogs. Why they put him on this team? I get so sick and tired of hearing that. This was what, 10 years ago. He went to jail, paid his debt to society, and he paid back. He had to pay money back to one of the teams or somebody, and he had to pay all of their money. And everywhere he go, people keep saying, oh, he can't play on the team. Why do y'all keep condemning him for something he did such a long time ago? Yes, it was wrong what he did. Again, he paid his debt to society. This man has to make money somehow. This is what he's good at. He's good at playing football. So if a team is willing to hire him, knowing his past, what does that have to do with you? Would you want somebody to condemn you for all the things that you have done, or the worst thing you have done, and say that, oh no, I don't forgive you, you can't move on with your life because you did this, and I don't think you should have that job because of your past? Everybody deserves a second chance, and I think that Michael Vick has done a hell of a lot in his second chance, because I haven't heard anything about Michael Vick except for when he plays football and when he's doing something with charity. I don't hear nothing else. And his wife got stores all around the city. Those are like the only times I hear anything. I don't hear nothing bad, nothing negative. That man has changed his life around. And here it is, you want to keep poking him. Oh, because you did that. No, no. You want to be protesting. Like, go do something else. Please. Do y'all do that when domestic violence abusers in the NFL? Do y'all say, oh, we don't want him on the team because he's a wife beater? Do you say that? I don't never hear nobody out there complaining, oh, he beat his wife 8 years ago. Don't put him on the team. Don't do that. So why y'all doing this to Michael Vick? Yes, I know you love animals, but sometimes you got to learn to let things go. And that's just how I feel about it. Shout out to Michael Vick, and shout out to you and your new team. Beyonce not doing interviews. Okay, now it's very weird to do a big interview, a big spread for Vogue magazine and not do an interview. I do find that weird. I don't know why she didn't do the interview, but that's for her publicist to explain. Only thing I'm saying is this. A lot of the media, y'all been saying that Beyonce's been pregnant, y'all been making up all of this stuff, and then you get mad when she don't want to come talk to you guys. I say it's just something you have to let go. And then he was like, is Beyonce too famous for interviews? No, nobody is too famous for interviews. No. Nobody is too famous. Maybe Beyonce doesn't want to share anything with you guys. Or maybe if you guys treated her right, maybe she could share something with you guys. When was the last time she did an interview?
I didn't see the thing that she did when everybody thought she was going to announce new music, that vegan thing. Was that an interview?
I don't even know.
I don't know either because I didn't see it.
I know that they got on her ass. But, you know, it would be good to hear her talk about her vegan lifestyle. I want to know, is she still keeping up with it? And what recipes should I do? I don't know. I would like to know how is she doing. But I just think that when Beyonce's ready to talk, she will talk. But making up these news stories on why she's not doing interviews, I say let that go. Let that shit go. Oh my God! But I would really love to hear her talk about her being a mom, Blue Ivy growing up, Blue Ivy going to school with her. That would be fun. So Beyonce, I mean, whenever you feel like talking, talk. Excuse me. Please talk. Well, talk to us. We always available. Always available. Because I know you watching that. I know you hear us. You talk to me. He said talk to us. A man in Detroit robbed a bank. Going there for $20,000. He got $8,000. The next 2 days later, he was arrested, and he had all of this Gucci, all of this name brand stuff, and he had $3,000 on him. And claims the reason why he robbed the bank is because his daughter has cancer, and he was trying to get money for her chemo.
But he bought all this.
But he bought all of that name brand shit.
Maybe he was gonna sell it for credit.
Hey, you know that's what the girls do.
Yeah, that's what they do.
But you know, that's just a sad news story because there are a lot of people that can't afford to pay for chemotherapy and things like that. And you know what they do? They make a donation. I mean, they make a online campaign. Excuse me, for their child, and they ask you to donate money to their cause, like on GoFundMe or YouCaring.com or something like that. But to flat out rob a bank and then go buy all of this name brand shit, it just throws your credibility out the window. And yes, your daughter may have cancer, but you did your daughter wrong. It just, and then the mom, you defended him instead of saying like, yes, our daughter has cancer, but he was wrong for doing that. You're making excuses for him. Now people might not want to have a heart and do anything for you guys, and I feel sorry because y'all have a beautiful child, and she's like maybe 2 or 3 years old, and she's suffering from eye cancer of the eye. It's just, come on now, y'all could. There's better ways to do that. And if anybody, I don't know if they do have a GoFundMe or anything, but if anybody has the heart, you know, I hope that if you can donate, I hope that the money does not go to them, because they already showed that they're not trustworthy with the money. So if somebody responsible is, you know, in charge of the money, I would say donate, because nobody should have to go through that as a child, and everybody should want to help her. And then the last thing on here, so we can get out of here, is Love and Hip Hop. Can I just say that it was okay. I miss the fights from the reunions, but I know that VH1 really can't air fights anymore. But it was a cute session. But I'm waiting for next week because I want more. Young Jock, stop lying on your cock, because we all know you can't be trusted with these women. You got all of these kids out here, and I'm pretty sure that Carly is not lying about that. And then when they went in their bag on you, then there was nothing really you can do. What's that girl? I forgot the girl name, but she's dumb. She knows what she's doing though. She's taking care of Jock, and then he's taking care of her, KD. And he's taking care of her with his D, and she's taking care of him with her money. So hey, listen, Nico, I just hope you don't come back next year. I hope you don't come back next year, and I hope Margot don't come back next year. Y'all look like fools up there. And Margot, you look like a fool defending Nico. I will not defend that man for shit. And I damn you was right when you got on Nico about the kids. Because you don't be like, oh, your kid's going to eat off this, and I'm going to take care of your kids, like your kid's going to call me daddy. You don't do no shit like that. And Stevie J, as a man, for you letting that man talk about your son like, your daughter like that, I'm going to need you to beat his ass. I don't give a fuck when you can, but that's something you do. And ain't no, I'm going to sit here on this stage and talk to you and all of that. Come on now. No. 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 Jocelyn, I think she's really has changed. She's really changed. She's not that, you know, she's not that, I don't know, she's not that person that flip off like without a reason no more. Now I think you have to push her to that point. Who else had interactions? Diamond. You were wrong. Diamond. What's it, Diamond? Erica. You were wrong. Is it Diamond? Erica.
Erica. Scrappy's baby mom.
Yeah, Erica, you were wrong. I don't care what Scrappy and his baby moms do, but that's wrong. If he had an abortion, that's not something that you air out on anybody. Because I don't know if that's true or not. But you don't know if you know, if there's any pain behind that you could put on somebody for them having an abortion. Because I know stuff, you know, the people out here talk, a lot of them, you know, they regret making that decision to, you know, abort their baby. But at that time they felt that was right because they couldn't provide. But you don't know what you could trigger in someone saying that about them. That's why you should have mind your business.
and not put that out there. Like, Erica can be so banging.
Very banging.
Yes, like she can be so banging. You be rooting for her some episodes, and then you be like, Erica, shut up. Like, shut up. And I see why he's not with you. But I mean, the thing that he's with now ain't no better. But shut up.
You approve Mama D and her new king and her queendom?
Listen, I'm trying to figure out what board game from the 80s and 90s is that whole family reminding me of. Because it's all a Fantasyland. Candyland, I think, maybe. Super Mario Bros. Scrappy's Luigi. Mama D is the princess.
Bitch, what you know about Mario? You play Mario?
Who didn't play Mario?
Because Mikhail he's not a video gamer like me.
No,
oh my God,
because that was when I was a child.
Bitch,
what does the Bible say? When I was a child, I did child things. When I grew up into an adult, I did adult things. I left those childish things in the past.
Games are for everybody. How you doing?
That is what the Bible says, right?
Yeah, it says it, but sometimes games for adults may think.
No, I mean, I played games when I was a child, but some people, when they get older, they kind of like don't play
grow out of them.
Right, and I grew out of them.
I did, you know what? At one point, I did grow out of it, and then I got back into it. And video games, the game Xbox is beyond just video games. It's movies. I can watch TV. I can do so much on that shit. But yeah. But Love and Hip Hop, I hope that I hope that y'all do a run back and put us in there somewhere. Cause y'all put that girl on there. I don't even know who she was. I'm surprised Funky Dineva wasn't on there for Love and Hip Hop. I'm really surprised.
Why would he be? I mean, he's out.
Cause normally they'll have him there and he'll ask a question or something.
But I'm sure he's out trying to get other people on the show, trying to, like he did for us,
I can't wait to have drinks with you next week. As soon as I get there, I'm texting you. So shit.
I mean, that is what he said, right?
I just hope nobody talks like that on the panel next Saturday.
That is what he said, right? He said that. He said if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have been on Love and Hip Hop.
There's no denying. I don't know if that's true or not because...
Listen, that's what he said. And so, I'm going to go by what he said.
Well, listen, I thank him. If he inspired it, thank you.
It's not good to have everybody talk for you, though. Because when they get mad at you, then they'll tell you what they did for you.
Lord.
That's what he said, though.
I'm trying to think of a good way to segue this into saying, have a good weekend.
Just say it. Have a good weekend. Because I'm only telling y'all what he said.
Well, it's true what he wrote. And then I'm supposed to just, stay out of it. Okay. I will stay out of it.
Stay out of what?
The whole thing.
There was nothing.
I know. Y'all had your words. And that's
no, we didn't have any words. He posted something. I left a comment. He got upset that I believe in God and he doesn't, and so he blocked me. There was no words exchanged at all. There was never any words exchanged. He said, everything he said about me was after he blocked me, so there was I could never exchange any words with him because he said it after he blocked me. So that's what I'm trying to figure out, what words were exchanged. I never said anything to him.
But I wasn't really, I seen when somebody tagged me.
I never said nothing to him. He said, he posted something, I responded back to it. He didn't like the fact that I was, coming...
Yeah, that was right after the Charleston murders.
That was during the Charleston murders. And he made a post about, well, where was God when all these people got killed? And I said, what do you mean, where was God? That's... And then he blocked me.
I did like your response to me. Like,
my response was... Right.
I got like...
Because that's exactly what he was doing. And he didn't like that, so he blocked me. And then he went on this tirade, oh, if it wasn't for me, y'all wouldn't have even been on Love and Hip Hop. Don't nobody even want to work with you anyway. Well, I mean, hey, my job works with me. That 9 to 5 still works with me. Get that paycheck every 2 weeks. As a matter of fact, I got paid today. All right. By both jobs.
All right. And the third job.
So Funky not even... Somebody wants to still work with me. That's what he said. He told everybody that. He told me that, though.
Now he wants to fucking talk. No.
I'm just saying, because he didn't say that to me. He said that to his Instagram, and they all told me that he said that. You know, he said, you know, don't nobody ever wanted to work with him anyway. Everybody always loved Kevin, and if it wasn't for me, y'all wouldn't have even been on Love. That's what he said.
I did see it.
Yeah.
But
so when you go have cocktails with your good girlfriend next week.
But I'm not bringing that up. I'm not bringing up.
No, I don't want you to bring that up.
I wouldn't bring it up.
I always say, look at me and look at them. Why would I ever respond back to that? I wouldn't have even taken it there. You know what I mean? If you had a problem with me, you could have DM'd me and called me or whatever the case may be. But that just goes to show you that he had an underlying problem with me, and he couldn't wait to let that underlying problem out. So that, because like I said, he never said anything to me. He said something to his social media after he blocked me. He blocked me because he didn't want me to respond back to him. Oh, the girls think I don't know. This is why I don't associate with them. This is why I don't do things with the girls.
So don't ask that question next Saturday. Why don't you?
He's going to be there?
I don't think so.
Yeah, because I thought he said he was too high and mighty to be there.
I'm kind of short.
He did say that. I saw. He did. I saw the DMs.
He said, what damn?
He made some reference like, oh, y'all, or I wasn't invited, and then I saw the comments on his page from people, why would you go to that anyway? You so above all of them. Messy Miles, I know you saw it because me and you, because you left a comment on one of those posts. I know you saw it, Miles, so I know you know what I'm talking about. His fans was going in on all of us. Oh, why would you even be associated with all of them anyway? You so much bigger than them. I said, oh.
I'm Ray Charles to all this bullshit.
I bet you are.
I'm out of here. Y'all be safe this weekend.